Okay, so last time around we were talking about the financial projections and financial statements. So we discussed different concepts which were startup investment, fixed cost, variable cost, assets, liability, and owner's equity. So let me first share with you what we need to know about the three financial statements. Okay, let me share a screen, which is a paid screen, and share. Okay, so there are three financial statements which we need to know. The first one is balance sheet. The first one is balance sheet. So balance sheet is you have assets, liabilities, direct expenses, indirect expenses. Which should be equal to. This is what balance sheet has: assets, liabilities, direct expenses, indirect expenses, and capital. So in the balance sheet of any company, you will see the assets. Now we know what are assets. Assets are the belongings
افتح المايك.
Okay, I think there was some issue. Anyway, let me share the window again. Okay, so in a balance sheet, you will have the assets. Assets are the belongings of the business which would be in use for that business for more than 1 year. This was the definition of the assets. For example, furniture, AC, or car, which is for your business, not for your house. Remember that. Or anything which you will buy for the business and you will use it for more than 1 year. That would be the that would be the assets. For example, If I want to see the assets of Oman LNG, I can go to the website of Oman LNG and I can see what assets Oman LNG has. And what document I need to see? I need to see the balance sheet. So in the balance sheet, I will find the assets. Just a second. Okay. Then in the balance sheet, we have the liabilities as well. Liabilities means, I told you, loans. So if you have some loan in your business, that will also be shown in the balance sheet. If you have some interest, I told you the liabilities can be short-term liabilities. Short-term means you have to pay those liabilities within 1 year. For example, the interest, riba. So interest would be one type of liability, short-term liability. If you have a loan, normally the loan would be paid for more than 1 year, so it would be a long-term liability. Anyway, in your balance sheet, the assets will be there, the liabilities will be there. Then you will have the direct expenses and indirect expenses. Direct expenses, we also call them variable cost. So direct expenses were those expenses which are directly related to making your product, if you could remember. Remember one thing, these are those things which you will buy for your business, but you will use within 1 year. And it is used for making your product. For example, for making this pen, I need plastic, let's say. I need ink. So these things would be the direct expenses. And the salary of the workers, I told you, we do not call them salary, we call them wages. Why we call them wages? Because they are the ones who are directly making that product. So their salary, the workers who are directly making that product, is also a direct expense. But let's say if I have plastic, I buy plastic for 5,000 real for 1 year. At the end of the year, I have 2,000 real plastic available with me. Now this plastic I will use next year. So that 2,000 real plastic will come as an asset. Okay, these are the birds. Just wait a second. I will put them on the other side. Okay, now it will be fine. So assets are assets and direct expenses. So direct expenses, remember, if you have some raw material available with you at the end of the year and you will use it in the next year, you will put them as your assets, not your direct expenses. For example, 5,000 real total plastic you buy. 3,000 real you used it within this year, so that will be the direct expense, 3,000 real. But the 2,000 real which is not used will come as an asset. Okay. Then we have indirect expenses in this balance sheet. We have indirect expenses. So indirect expenses are like fixed costs. Fixed costs are those costs which you will incur, or indirect costs which you will incur even if you are not making your product. For example, salary to the manager. For example, your telephone expenses. For example, your rent of the building. You have to pay this even if you are not if you are not making your product. For example, electricity bill. So these type of expenses are the indirect expenses. Then, of course, you know what is capital. Capital means your own money. We also called it owner's equity. Owner's owner's equity means your own money, and you can call it capital, which you know there is no need to give it back to someone because that's your own money. Okay, so these things would be there in the balance sheet. Then the second document, the second financial statement is the income statement. Income statement means it will show you your how can I actually show it? Gross profit. It will have the sales minus the cost, which will give me gross profit from which, if I subtract let me make it more simple. Sales minus direct expenses I will not show you right now. I will show you the in income statement. You will have the profit. I'll just give you the concept here: profit or loss of the company. So simply speaking, your income statement would tell you about the profit or loss of the company, how much profit your company has made or how much loss your company has made during 1 year, during one financial year. That you must keep in mind. So for one financial year, how much profit your company has made, or there can be a loss. So if there is a profit or if there is a loss, where can I see it? I can see it in the income statement. I can see it in the income statement. Okay. The format of income statement, I will let you know when we will be doing that Halwa company example. The third one is the cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is actually source of cash or cash inflow. How much cash has come to you? So you will call it source cash or cash inflow. How much cash you received minus outflow of cash or use of cash. How much cash you used? Maybe for buying furniture, for buying different things like AC or raw material or car for your business. That will be the use of cash. So how much cash you received minus how much cash you used. This will give you the cash in hand. We call it cash in hand. Cash in hand is also called Working capital. Why it is called working capital, I will let you know later on. But you must remember only two things about cash in hand. Cash in hand means source of cash. Source of cash, how much cash you received in one financial year minus how much cash you used. You will call it cash in hand. Okay. So let me ask you simple questions so that you would understand. Just you can see the uh, what I have written to answer my question. I want to see how many cars Oman LNG has. Which statement should I see?
Mister, please repeat the question.
The question is, I want to see how many cars, business cars, Oman LNG has.
Income statement.
How many cars? So you can see the statements which I have written where I can find the cars. How many cars are there in Oman LNG? Cash flow statement. In cash flow statement, you have the cash. In income statement, you have the profit. Why don't you see what are the cars? First of all, tell me what are the cars for a business? What are the cars for a business? What will you call them in finance? Capital, liability, assets, what? Profit, loss, or cash, what? What will you call them? Why Hasna Capital? Capital is the money which you invest in the business. So cars are obviously not your business, and it is also not the money. What are the cars for a business?
Mister, cash flow statement.
Why cash flow statement? Cash flow statement means how many money I received, how much money I used. Why cars will be there? Yes, in the use of cash, if I buy those cars in that year, I can see them in the cash flow statement. But actually, what are the cars for the business? First of all, tell me, what are the cars? They are not capital.
Mister, you mean that they are like product? I didn't understand.
They are not the product. They are not the product. They are not the product. There are. I have written many terms there. Last time we discussed what is startup investment, what is capital, what is liability, what are assets, what are direct expenses, what are indirect expenses. Okay, even today we discussed that. So you have to tell me first of all what are cars. Why Ala Abdullah they are liability? You have to give it back to someone or you buy cars from a loan. I never said that Oman LNG buy the cars from a loan. If they buy cars from the loan, then the cars will be liability. Afra, why would it be the direct expenses? It should be assets. Direct expenses mean I will use these cars within this year and then next year I will not be using them. Cars are normally for more than 1 year. So why would you call them direct expenses? They are assets. It's very simple. So assets, where should I see now if I want to see the cars? So if I want to see the cars, now you know that they are assets. So which statement I should see? Which statement should I see of Oman
The first
LNG?
one, Mr. The first one.
The first one.
Balance.
Balance sheet. You must tell me the name, balance sheet. So in the balance sheet, I will have the assets. And in assets, I can see, in the assets, I can see the cars, I can see how many furniture they have, what is the value of their furniture, what is the value of their maybe building, if building they have bought by themselves. So I can see everything in the assets. Okay. I want to see the loan on Apple company. So I went to the website of Apple company and I see their financial statements. Which statement I should see and tell me what is a loan?
Loan is liability.
Loan is a liability. Good. Loan is a liability. And I should see which statement I should see?
Cash flow statement.
Please see the slide which I have shared with you. Where
Balance
are
sheet.
liabilities?
Balance sheet, Mr.
Balance sheet, yes. Just see it, no? What I have written, balance sheet has liabilities. Did I write on in income statement or cash flow statement any thing like that? No. So if I just want to see the liabilities, long term or short term, it should be in the balance sheet. It should be in the balance sheet. I want to see for Pepsi company how much bottles they buy, how much raw material they buy for their business for 1 year. First of all, raw material will be what? What should I call them? And which statement should I see? Raw material ala normally means that you will use it within this year. So they will buy those plastic bottles and within 1 year, they will make the product and send it to the market. So they do not fulfill the definition of assets. Yes, whatever plastic bottles are left and you can use them in the next year, then you will call them assets, those plastic bottles which are left. But here I am saying, let's say I buy 5,000 real, Pepsi buy 5,000 real plastic bottles and they used all of them. Now what will you call them? And where I can see in the financial statements?
Can you repeat, Mr.?
I'm asking Pepsi company buy raw material for their soft drinks. Raw material means plastic bottles or water to make soft drinks. What are those called in financial statements and which financial statement should I see?
Mr. Direct expenses.
Direct expenses, and which statement should I see?
Balance sheet.
Balance sheet.
Yes, it would be in the balance sheet. It should be in the balance sheet. So you should know what you can see in the three financial statements. I want to see the working capital or cash in hand of Oliban company. How much cash they
flow
have
statement.
right now. Cash flow statement. Cash flow statement will tell me how much cash they have. And this is also called working capital. I want to see the profit of Oman LNG. Which statement should I see?
Income statement.
Income statement.
Income.
Income statement. Income statement. So that is how we will proceed. So now let us quickly go to the slides to see. Is it clear now? First of all, tell me. Other
Yes,
students?
Yes,
is it
mister.
clear?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, so income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, these are the three important. Now what I will do, I will take the example of Omani Halwa making company and we will try to make their financial statements, three statements. We will start with the balance sheet, then we will make income statement, and then we will make the cash flow statement. Okay, so it would be easy, not difficult. So let's say they are starting a new halwa making company, small business. Okay, and their total investment is of 10,000 riyal. Their own investment is 5,000 riyal. What is this called? Own investment, their own money. What should we call it? Yes.
It's called capital, mister.
It is called capital. Yeah, it is called capital or owner's equity. Good. So this is called capital. Then the bank loan of 5,000 riyal. So can you tell me what is their total startup investment? What is their total startup
10,000.
10,000 riyal is their total startup investment, total money with which they are starting their starting their business. 5,000 their own money, 5,000 is the bank loan. Can you tell me what is their liability?
5,000.
5,000 riyal is the liability. It's the bank loan which is a liability. Is it a long-term liability or short-term? Normally it's a long-term liability because
Long, Mr.
it will be long-term. Yes, good. It will be long-term liability. Okay. Okay. Now, so the total startup investment is 10,000 riyal. Moving forward. Now, before starting their business, they are buying some furniture. The furniture is for 1,500 riyal, air conditioner 600 riyal, vessels or utensils. These are the big utensils in which they will bake halwa, 1,000 riyal, and oven for baking halwa, 200 riyal. And pickup and delivery of halwa, this is the van, car for 2,000 riyal. Okay, can you tell me what are these? Obviously, air conditioner, furniture, utensils, oven, and pickup delivery will be used for more than 1 year. What should we call them?
Assets.
Liabilities, Mr.
These are the assets. These will remain with the company for long period of time. Obviously more than 1 year. So these are the assets. So these are the assets of the company. So these items are the assets. You can call them long term. You don't need to call them long term assets. You can just call them assets because I told you if they are less than 1 year, you will call them direct expenses or indirect expenses. Tell me if you have any confusion till now. So we have seen their capital, we have seen their loan, which is the liability, and we have seen their assets. Is this clear till now? It's easy if you know what is what. Yes, Afran Danich, these are assets, right? Okay, moving forward. Now they have bought these things. These are the assets. Now they can start making halwa. They can start production. Now they have the utensils with them. They have the oven with them. They have the car to deliver the halwa as well. And now they can start production. So what they do, they buy raw material. Raw material means for making halwa, you need that suji. So that raw material. Then there are 2 workers who are paid wages of 200 riyal. I told you wages mean the worker, the salary of a person who is directly making your product. 400 riyal for 2%. Then gas, because you are baking halwa, so the gas expenses would be 100 riyal. Then water, you will mix water in it, 50 riyal water would be required for it. And packing charges of 100 riyal. They told us that they are doing this for making 1000 kg halwa. You need to remember that this raw material and this everything is for 1000 kg halwa. So with this 50 riyal water, 100 riyal gas with 2 workers making it, and 1000 riyal of, they can make 1000 kg of halwa. Okay, this you must remember. Can you tell me what are these expenses? Of course, they are within the year or within 1 month. So what do we call them? They are directly used to make halwa. Directly used. Variable cost, good. What was the other name? We can call them variable. What?
Direct investment.
Direct expenses. So variable cost or direct expenses, they are the same thing. So we can call them, and they have told us this, these expenses, with these expenses, the business can make 1000 kg of halwa. Of course, if I want to make more, I need more. That is why we call it variable expense cost as well. So for more halwa, we need more raw material, more staff, more gas, more water, more packing charges. If we want to make less, then we need less raw material, less workers, less gas, less water, less packing charges. So this is a variable cost, or you can call it the direct expenses. Now there is another name for it as well, which you need to remember. So there is a third name, which is called cost of goods sold. This is a very common term. In abbreviation, we call it CGS. What does CGS means? Means direct expenses or variable cost. But when you go to some company, they will tell you our CGS is this. So don't get afraid. Don't get confused. CGS means cost of goods sold or variable cost or direct expenses. All 3 of them are the same thing. But the most common name is the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold means CGS means your direct expenses. CGS, cost of goods sold. You must remember this name, cost of goods sold. It's a very common term which is used in many companies. So if you go to some accountant, they will tell you, or you can ask, what is your CGS? You would directly understand what do you mean. But if you say direct expenses or variable cost, maybe they will take time. They will take time to understand what you are saying. But if you say CGS, or cost of goods sold, they will directly understand what you want. You want the direct expenses only. Is this point clear? Any issue? So assets are there, liability, capital, liability, assets, and then direct expenses or CGS. Is this clear till now? Or is there any question? Okay.
Clear, Mr.
Okay. Okay, moving forward. Now, what would be the other expenses? So now we have, if you remember in the balance sheet, I have written assets, direct expenses. Now there would be indirect expenses. So what are the indirect expenses? What are the indirect expenses? The indirect expenses are electricity bill for 50 riyal, rent for the building 250 riyal, salary to the manager. Why salary to the manager is an indirect expense? I told you, because manager will not make halwa. He will look after other things as well, like how to do the marketing, how to send the order, these type of things. So these expenses would be called as fixed expenses, fixed cost, or you can call them indirect cost. And there is another name for it, which is called operating expenses.
Mr. It can change.
What?
Mr. Why is electricity is here?
Is it okay now? Now you can see. So these are the direct expenses, and now these are the indirect expenses. Yes, what is the question?
Why electricity is indirect?
Because for halwa making company, it's a good question actually. Because in halwa making company, when you are making halwa, you are using gas to make halwa, not electricity. But sometimes, why your question is very relevant? Why your question is very relevant? Why? Because in some cases, maybe you are using electricity to make your product. For example, Pepsi, water bottle companies, machines are there. Machines are using electricity. So in that case, electricity should be a direct expense. It should be a part of CGS, cost of goods sold. But there is a problem. There is a problem. Let me give you an example. Think about our college. Okay, in our college, there are classrooms and there are offices as well. I ask you a question. You students are the product of the college. Okay, and who are preparing that product? Teachers. So in the classroom, the electricity which is used by the students and the teacher in the classroom is a direct expense, right? Cost of goods sold, part of it. But when teachers are sitting in their offices or other staff, they are in their offices, they are not teaching students. So that is not the direct expense, that is the indirect expense. So this is, let's say, your electricity bill. That electricity bill is, let's say, 1,000 riyal. Can you tell me how much of it is direct expense and how much of it is indirect expense in terms of our college? I'm just taking an example.
Mr. I think the machines in the college, the computers, they are direct. They take electricity directly.
But
the people
electricity
who
bill,
use
electricity bill will come together. All the electricity bill, I'm saying the same thing. I agree with you. The point is, in the classrooms, we are using electricity, that is direct expense. But in the offices, other peoples are using electricity as well. That is indirect. Why? Because they are not teaching the students. So as per the definition, if you are making a product, that means students are the product, teachers are teaching in the classroom, that is direct expense. But those who are sitting in their offices and using electricity, that is indirect expense. But the bill will not tell us what is the direct and what is the indirect. Electricity bill will come together. That is why for convenience only, convenience means for easiness, every company will put their electricity bill as indirect expense. They know some part of it is direct expense, some part of it is indirect expense. There are some companies who will apportion it, like let's say Pepsi company, they will say 70% of our electricity bill is direct expense, 30% of it will be the indirect expense. This is also possible. But most of the companies, what they will do, they will put electricity bill as an indirect expense. They will not put some part of it as direct and some part of it as indirect. Here in this halwa company, electricity is indirect expense only. Why? Because the oven is using gas, not electricity. So there is no issue in this business, but it's a very good question in a sense. In many businesses, electricity is a direct expense, but electricity is also an indirect expense in those businesses, because in those businesses there are offices as well. Those offices are not making product, so it's indirect expense. So how can you partition it? How would you know how much is the direct one and how much is the indirect one? So for convenience, I say convenience means for easiness, you will put all the expense as indirect expense, and it is acceptable. Acceptable means when the auditor will come, they will accept it. They will accept it. Is this okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? That is why electricity is
Yes,
an
yes.
indirect expense. So every time in any company, even they are using electricity, it is much easier and it is acceptable to put electricity bill as an indirect expense. Okay. We also call them operating expenses. Fixed cost, indirect expense, or operating expenses. These three are the names for the indirect expenses. Okay. Now, one important thing. We must know how to calculate cost per unit. Now, this is very important. So please understand this point. What is cost per unit? Cost per unit means what is the cost of this pen for me? Now I will put a market price. Let's say the cost for me is 1 real. I will sell it for, let's say, 2 real. So I will get 1 real profit. Or let's say I will sell it for 1.5 real. So I will get 500 paisa profit. For this, I should know what is the cost of my product. What is the cost of my product? I should know this. So what is the cost of my product? For the cost of your product, you should add two things: direct expenses and indirect expenses, and divide it by the total number of units produced. Total number of units produced. Let me show you. I will take you to the paint screen again. Okay. Cost of 1 unit. That is very important. So this halwa company, take the example of halwa company. My total, the formula will be cost of goods sold, CDS, that means the direct expenses, plus indirect expenses or operating expenses, OE. OE means operating expenses. Let me write it completely so that when you are referring to it, you can cost of goods sold. These are also called direct expenses. Let me write it together, right? Direct expenses plus operating expenses, which are also called indirect expenses, and then you divide it by total units produced. Total units produced. What does it mean? It means I should have, for cost of 1 unit, my direct expenses plus my indirect expenses and divided by total units produced. In this halwa example, my total direct expenses are 1650 real plus my indirect expenses are 550 real. I will show you right now. And then I will divide it by, now how much kg halwa they have made? 1000 kg halwa. So you add this and divide it by this one, you will get the cost of 1 unit, which is 2.2 real. Now this is halwa, so it will be in kg. So 2.2 real per kg. This will be the cost of it. So 1 kg halwa will cost them 2.2 real. So what is the formula? It's very simple. So cost of 1 unit for any business, how many units they have produced. For example, Pepsi has produced 1000 bottles. So I will divide it by 1000 or 10,000 bottles. So their direct expenses plus indirect expenses divided by total number of units produced with it. Direct expenses plus indirect expenses divided by total number of units. So for this company, this halwa company, the cost of 1 unit means in this case, cost of 1 kg halwa is 2.2 real. Tell me, is it clear or there is any issue?
Yes, Mr. Clear.
So you can quickly take the snapshot. Take the picture of this one because I will go back to the slides. So for your reference, please take the picture. Okay, it's okay. After I'm done, I will put you present. Okay, so did you take, is it done? You have taken the picture?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, so let me go back to the slides. Here you go. So The cost per unit is 2200. That is your direct expenses 1650, the total of it, plus the total of your indirect expenses, which is 550 riyal. Total is 2200 divided by how many units you have produced, 1000. So your cost per unit, that means for 1 kg halwa, it is 2.2 riyal. Moving forward. Now, they are selling it. Their market price is 5 riyal. Is it okay? So their cost is 2.2 riyal. And they are selling 1 kg halwa for 5 riyal per kg. Is it okay? So their cost is 2.2 riyal. They are selling it for 5 riyal.
Yes, Mr. I think.
It's okay. Okay. If they set a price of 4 riyal, is it okay?
Yes, also.
What about 3 riyal?
I think no, because they will take
Still
the
they're
price
getting
only
profit.
one.
Still they are getting profit. 3 riyal minus 2.2, 800 paisa profit per kg. Still there is a profit. As long as their price is higher than their cost, it's good. Okay, remember that. So think about the businesses now. Their cost is 2.2 riyal. Think about some, but they are selling it for 5 riyal. Now they have to give a promotion. They will put it for 4 riyal. We will think they are giving a discount, but still they have profit. Still they have profit. Remember that. No business will sell you their product on a loss. No business will sell you their product for a loss. That means maybe a 500 riyal iPhone, maybe the cost is only 100 riyal. Maybe a 300 riyal Samsung mobile phone, the cost would be like 80 or 85 or 90 riyals. So they can easily sell it for 150 riyal. And many people will buy it that, okay, there is a promotion on it. Still the business is making profit. Still the business is making profit. So you must keep this in mind. The cost is much less than what the customers are paying. Do you get my point? You are paying it. I told you, you are satisfied with the product, with the features of the product. You are paying the high price. You know that it's a high price. Normally, businesses will get at least 100% profit. 100% profit means if the thing is for 1 riyal, they will sell it for 2 riyal. If the thing is for 2 riyal, they will sell it for 4 riyal. 100% profit would be there. Some companies have more. I would believe that Apple will have 400 or 500% profit. Do you get my point? I'm just telling you that your market price should be higher than your cost. This is okay for them, for Halwa company. They can give promotions as well later on. Anyway, is this okay?
Yes,
Till
Mr.
now?
Clear.
Yes, Mr.
Clear. Okay. So now tell me, for this Halwa company, we now know what is the capital. We now know what are the assets. We now know what are the direct expenses. We now know what is the loan liability. We now know what are the indirect expenses. So balance sheet is complete, right? In balance sheet, if you can see that picture which I showed you and which we have written, there were assets, liabilities, direct expenses, indirect expenses, and capital. All these 5 things we have seen here. So we can make a balance sheet of this company. So here is the balance sheet. First one is the capital, 5,000 riyal. Then loan liability is 5,000 riyal. Then furniture, air conditioner, vessels or utensils, oven, pickup. These are the assets, right? Then the direct expenses, raw material, 2 staff salary, water, gas, packaging charge. These are the variable expenses. And then the indirect cost, which is the electricity charge, rent for the building, and salary to the manager. So this is my balance sheet. It has capital in it, it has liability, it has the assets, the direct expenses and the indirect expenses. This is my total balance sheet. Simple. Everything what we have written before, just put it in one format: capital, liability, assets, direct expenses and indirect expenses. This is your balance sheet. Do you get my point? Is this clear?
Yes.
You can see this for 1 minute. You see it. It's very simple. So if you remember that equation which I have written, you would easily know what is a balance sheet. So it has assets, liabilities, capital, direct expenses, indirect expenses. That's it. You just put it in one format. So any balance sheet. Now you can see the balance sheet of any company on their website. You can go to Oman LNG website. You can go to Pepsi company. You can go to Apple company website. And if you see their balance sheet, you will know, okay, there should be capital. Capital means their own money. Then there will be loan or liability if they have. Mostly businesses they have. Then you can see their assets. You can see their liabilities. You can see their direct expenses. That is the cost of goods sold. You can also see their indirect expenses. Of course, their balance sheets will be much bigger. Why? They will have thousands of assets, so they will put them together. So their balance sheets will be bigger. But anyway, these 5 things will be there in their balance sheet for any business. For small business, the balance sheet will be small. For large business, the balance sheet will be very large. This is what we can say. Any question till now?
No, Mister.
Okay, so now let us make the second statement, which is the income statement. Balance sheet is okay now. So let me take you back to the paint screen. The income statement is here, but this income statement is small. I would like to make a bigger income statement, with more information. So please follow that one. The result will be the same. Income statement shows us the profit and loss. Just keep this in mind. So now let me prepare the income statement. I will stop sharing this one. I will take you back to the paint screen. Okay, I can remove this one. You have taken the picture of this one, so I will remove it. Okay. I am making the income statement for the Halwa company. Okay, profit. Can anybody tell me what is a profit? Profit means your sales minus cost. Yes? How much is your sale and how much is your cost? For example, I just gave you the example. The price of my 1 kg halwa is 5 riyal and the cost is 2.2 riyal. So my profit will be 2.8 riyal per kg. Isn't it? This is what you know profit. Profit means your sales. Sales mean how much money you get from selling that product, or revenue. You can call it revenue. Revenue minus cost is profit. Yes or no? So income statement will be about sales and cost. That is what I know, what we know now. Because income statement is about profit, right? Profit or a loss. So sales minus cost is the general formula for getting the profit. Is this point clear? So that I can make the income statement.
Yes, Mr. Clear.
Clear. Okay. So you know that what is. So now let me do it. So I have to write sales minus cost. Now, which cost? There are two types of costs here. One is the direct expenses or direct cost. The other one is indirect expenses. Here you need cost of goods sold first. We called CGS, or you can call them indirect expenses. I will also write it here so that you will not get confused. Or direct expenses, sorry. Direct expenses. They are the same thing, right? This will give me gross profit. So sales minus CGS will give me gross profit, or we call it GP. GP is very commonly used now. So sales minus cost of goods sold or direct expenses will give me GP. GP means gross profit. For example, in this case, this halwa making company, they sold 1000 kg halwa. Okay, 1000 kg halwa. What was the price of halwa? 1 kg halwa, 5. So 5 multiplied by 1000, you will get 5000 real as your sales. This is the money which you are getting. Right? Sales mean how much kg halwa you sold. They made 1000 kg halwa. 1000 kg halwa multiplied by the price at which they sold it, 5 real. So 5 multiplied by 1000, 5000 real they get. This is the sales. So at the place of sales, I can write 5000. Is it okay? You get the point? How come sales are 5000? Because let me write it here for your clarity. 5 real is the price. Multiply by how much quantity they have sold. They have sold 1000 kg halwa. So 5 into 1000, 5000 reals will be the sales, total sales value. What about the CGS, cost of goods sold? These are your direct expenses. You remember the total was 1650. You can see it on the slide as well. Cost of goods sold, direct expenses, 1650. Like raw material, 1000 kg, 1000 real raw material. There was gas for 100 real. There was oven for 100 real, water for 50 real. So this total was 1,650 reals. This is your cost of goods sold. So my gross profit will be, yes, anybody can tell me what is 5000 minus 1650. Sales minus cost of goods sold. This will give me gross profit, GP. So my GP is what is my GP? $3,350 real. This is
Mr.
my.
It will be
Yes. What is the question? Yeah, 3,350 real. This is my GP. GP means gross profit. Is there any question till now? It's very simple. Sales minus cost of goods sold. First of all, first thing you need to find is the gross profit. Any question till now?
No, Mr.
Okay. So now the other step is from the gross profit, you will subtract minus the indirect cost or operating expenses. My indirect expenses for the Halwa company was 50 riyal for electricity bill, salary of the manager, 500 riyal like this. So total 550 riyal were there. I will show you in the slide as well. So my what will it give me? Gross profit minus indirect expense will give me the net profit. This is the profit which we call net profit, NP. So what should be my NP? Can anybody tell me what is my NP? 3350 minus 550. 2800 riyal. Right? So this is my net profit. Net profit. This is the net profit. So now you know how to calculate gross profit and net profit. Gross profit GP means sales minus cost of goods sold. This is your income statement. That's it. Sales minus cost of goods sold will give you gross profit, and gross profit minus the indirect expenses will give you net profit. Companies are looking after this net profit. Net profit is actually what they are looking at. Any problem with the income statement? Any issue with that?
No, Mr.
Income, yeah, okay. Income statement means whether you have a profit or a loss. So profit are of two types: gross profit, net profit. Normally what you say is a profit is actually a net profit, but gross profit is also important. Some companies, they want to know what is their gross profit. Okay, I will not go into the detail why they want to know about gross profit, but at this point of time, just think about it. Gross profit minus the indirect expenses will give me the net profit. You can quickly take the picture of this one because I will be going back to the slides. I will not go further because balance sheet and income statement, these two are done. Cash flow statement, inshallah, in the next class I will do, but let me show you the income statement in these slides as well. But please take the picture of this one. This one is more informative. Why? In your slides, they didn't calculate the gross profit. They directly calculate the net profit. But you should know what is a gross profit. So if I ask you, for your exam purpose, let me ask you, what is GP? Gross profit. So you will say sales minus cost of goods sold. That's it. No definition. What is NP? Net profit. Gross profit minus indirect expenses. Net profit. Do you get my point? Is this clear? Is this income statement clear?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. So quickly take the picture and let me know if it is done. Just 2 students have responded. Is it done?
Yes, Mr. Done.
Okay. So I will stop sharing this one. Let me share with you the slides again. Okay. Now you can see the slide with, this is the income statement on the side. This is the balance sheet, which I told you. See, revenue or sales, 5,000 minus they have taken the total cost and just given the profit. This is the net profit actually. So what I have shown you right now, it gives more information. Like in this income statement, this is not wrong, this is okay, but this is consolidated. Consolidated means it doesn't have the gross profit. They are not showing the gross profit, but I showed you the gross profit as well. So it's easy. Let's say their net profit at the end, 2,800, is same like ours, 2,800, but the gross profit is not there. So that is why I'm saying follow that format, in which you have gross profit as well as net profit. Okay, so with this, I will end the class. The last statement, cash flow statement, it's easy. I can make it from here, but I will not do it right now because these things are new for you. So we can do it inshallah in the next class. Or do you want to do it right now?
No, Mr. Next class, inshallah.
Okay, next class. It's very easy. We have to just, all the things would be there in the balance sheet. All the things are there in the balance sheet for the cash flow statement. So inshallah, in the next class, we will do it. I will end the class here. If you have any question, you can ask. I can suggest you one thing for your exam, midterm exam. It's better to use the notes. Notes mean the screenshots which I am asking you to take. That would be much more helpful than the slides. Of course, the same things are on the slides, but the pictures are more concise.